Right. What in life brings you the greatest satisfaction?
Probably animals. I live on a dairy farm, and I've lived on a dairy farm literally my whole life. Grew up on one, and then I moved, and then I'm still on one. But specifically, I have a probably really bad obsession with cats. I love cats a lot, and I have one, and she's like, I treat her pretty much as my child. And like everybody makes fun of me for it, but she's like, she she's at the door waiting for me when I get home, and I just find that very satisfying to know that she's like alive because of me. Like nobody else would take care of her.
Now, is it knowing that something is alive because of you, or that she specifically is alive?
Um, Probably anything in general. Like I know when I have kids that I'm gonna feel the same
Right. What is your worst fear in life?
way. It used to be I used to have a terrible fear of death, and now it's kind of gotten to the point where I've grown up and it's like everybody's gonna do it, you know. So why are you afraid of it anymore? But I'm still terrified of dead things. But a fear in life, probably failure, I guess. Now I try to be like an overachiever. And like if I don't do something right the first time, then I normally get like upset with myself, and then I end up giving up, which I shouldn't do, but I do anyway.
So you fear failure enough that it kind of drives you, but not enough to
Try
make you
again.
continue.
Yeah, I guess that's how you would say it. Like in the future.
But you don't want to be in the picture.
I'm just like I see myself like going in and out. Anyway,
What does family mean to you?
family means pretty much everything to me because I mean this is deep, but I said it in my about me thing is that my brother passed away when he was 7 and I was 5 years old. So that's really that. Even though I was so young and I didn't understand it, but now I do, and that's why I'm not so terrified of death anymore because you know people have to. I don't know how to say it. People have to. I guess just like work towards what they want, and even if dying is inevitable, you know. Wait, what was your question? Family.
Family.
I'm like going on a tangent.
Don't worry, I've got a question about that later.
Okay,
So you can go off the tangent.
So, but that made me realize how important family is, and how even though that's happened to me, how lucky I am to have two wonderful parents that support pretty much everything I do. And then I see people that don't have families, and that it honestly breaks my heart.
Right. How have you found people treat you differently for being female?
Um, Guys do. That's a natural thing. um, I guess I want to go into teaching, and I want to do the math field. I've always been like a math person, and people are always like, oh, we need more like female math teachers, and you know, like acting like it's not weird, but like different. That's what I want to do. So I guess that's one example of that. And then like even though I'm like short and like small and stuff, like I would say I'm a pretty tough person, and people tend to like see past that.
How often do you think or worry about the future?
Um, I mean, it's constantly in your mind, but you have to set it aside sometimes. That can't be all that you think about. But I do fear it sometimes because I do want to become a teacher, and I know exactly what I want to do. I want to do a 7th grade math teacher. That's exactly what I want. And then I think of all the kids and the stories. There's just a story in the news about a 12-year-old bringing a gun and shooting people in school, and then the teacher had to like intervene. And I feel like if I were put in that place, like I can't guarantee that I would know exactly what to do. And even the thought of a 12-year-old having a gun like scares me like tremendously. But I don't know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
What kind of environment were you raised in?
A very stable, to say the least. When I was little, everything was like perfect, and then with my brother passed away, that did like shake things up and stuff. But I mean, it happens. So I mean, it was still stable no matter what. And I've always had like the agriculture and 4-H and FFA and stuff in me. So. Very like typical. Well, I guess not typical, but it was ideal for me. But your hand is gonna hurt so bad. Your probably already does.
Yep. I used to do this all the time in high school.
Really? Oh.
I wrote Student of the Week articles for the Middletown Valley Citizen.
And my hand hurts after like 2 seconds. Because I write so like hard.
Hand's already kind of feeling it. Gotta really be in pain by 15. Do you feel restricted by social boundaries?
I don't think so. I say that, but I feel like if I want something bad enough, then I'm gonna go get it, and that goes back to the whole failing thing. Like if I fail at it and I want it that much, then I'll go get it. But if it's something, I'm probably not gonna stop just because it's something else, depending on what it is.
What would you define yourself as?
Well, am I all about me? It's supposed to be defining yourself. And what do I do? 4-H has always been like a really big priority for me. So I define myself as a 4-Her, a leader, volunteer. I don't know. I like to think of myself as like not like your average person, but I'm very like diversified, I guess. Like I have like a little bit of everything in me.
What is
You
your...
can take a break if you want.
No, we're good.
Okay.
What is your ultimate goal? Like, what are you hoping to accomplish at the end of everything?
With my teaching and stuff, I want people to remember me as like an overall good person, not even just a good teacher, but like characteristics of me, and I just want to not pass on a legacy because I don't believe any of that really either, but I just want people to think of me as like a good person.
Uh, my next question is kind of related.
Okay.
What will you need to do to die happy?
I guess just probably do everything I just said. Just to try to be who I am and actually like true to myself and try to be nice to everybody regardless of how hard it can be. Just like I want to die like a good person. And with dignity. Human dignity.
This is actually a question that I was actually like really curious about. Why does 4-H need so much dignity?
Because when I was in high school and stuff like that, being on a dairy farm, before I could drive and stuff, I could never do sports because I wanted to do sports, but my parents could never drive me to sports. I didn't have the opportunity to meet as many people, so kind of 4-H was my sport. And I have like a couple groups of friends. They're all like either my school friends or like family friends or my 4-H friends, which is like my big categories. And I still keep in contact with pretty much everybody who I've met through like through 4-H. And it's also an opportunity to like go out and just like community service and stuff. It's an opportunity to help people. It's a good thing.
Great. You mentioned before that you have a boyfriend, correct? How comfortable are you in your relationship?
I actually met him through 4-H camp like 5 years ago. So we and I kind of did the same thing that you did with yours. Is that we were like really close in the beginning, and we were like pretty much dating, but we weren't. We didn't have like those titles. And then all of a sudden he started like drifting away. So I was like, okay, like you need to tell me, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. Just like exactly what you were talking about. And I never got that closure. And then in the meantime, I ended up dating his cousin, and then second cousin. Not that that makes it any better, but I dated his cousin, and then that didn't last very long. And then I ended up also kind of dating, but not a friend of his cousin. So I like stay like all my past relationships know each other, which is really weird. But so that lasted for a little while, and then recently I just got back. I don't know if you Jonathan Stevens. He was in a bug thing.
I think I know who that is. Pretty sure that he's like always one of the top.
Yeah, he always had like the champion.
Yeah, I know
bugs
exactly
and
who you're
stuff.
talking about.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's him. So I mean, I'd say I'm pretty comfortable. Like me and him have been through a lot anyway. And plus, I've known him so long. It's fine. I still have my moments where I like hold back something, but for the most part, I'm pretty comfortable. Do you know Daniel Myers?
I think.
This dude. Like pretty much all my relationships came through 4-H. Sport.
Relatedly, what is your definition of being close to someone? Like, what sets that line?
Communication regularly. Like people say, you're in a class and they're like, oh, we should hang out more. Or like, after this class is over, we should hang out, and then like, or even like, summer starts and you're like, oh, we're gonna see a whole bunch like each other this summer, and then it like never happens. And the people that it actually does happen for, I feel like they've jumped that line. They like made the commitment to being close to me. Jonathan too was, even if I was dating like other people, he would still be there. Like regardless if I wanted him there or not at that time, but he was still there.
Do you feel that you have personally grown in and of yourself through your own efforts, not through anybody else helping you along? Like, in any way?
That's a tough question. I want to say that I have, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of an example. I've always had like support behind me, and when I question something, I normally do go to people, and then they help me along. So probably not, to be honest with you, which is kind of sad now that I think about it. Like I have, well, you're probably gonna get sick of hearing this, but like with 4-H and stuff, like I was the one who, like my mom got me involved initially, but I'm the one who grew so much from it. I want to say, hopefully.
Right, so you mentioned in your human euthanasia presentation that a lot of members of your family have passed away in the past few years. How have those deaths, and including your brother, shaped your life?
I enjoy life a lot more. I know that it's really short. And with my grandfather, it, you know, like if he had cancer, it was kind of like it was gonna happen soon. But with my brother, it was so out of the blue. So it just shows that like even driving home or something, you could be in a car accident and be gone. Makes me more appreciative of things.
So you kind of took a like a positive, valuable lesson on it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like when it first happens, like all you're thinking is negative, but you learn to grow from it and move on and get on with your life.
In a similar vein, and I think that you might have touched on this earlier, what is your perspective on death? How do you view it?
Like I said before, I was like terrified of it, and I used to like, I don't know. See, it doesn't make any sense if somebody's scared of death, because once you're gone, you're not even gonna know that you're gone anyway. You can be like scared for other people, but I was scared like for myself of dying, which doesn't make any sense. But I mean, now it's just a thing that happens. You know, it's life. And you can't change anything about it, so why worry?
I think that a lot of that is just people are just afraid of the unknown.
Yeah.
And death is the great unknown because nobody's ever
Nobody's done it
told
before.
us what happens after.
It's a very
Like-
good point.
Like religions and such tell us about like the afterlife, but humans believe a lot in like the physical and what's before them, and there's never been any physical.
What religion are you?
I'm a Christian.
I mean, like, I'm a Catholic and we believe all of that, but it's like that's not, when I think of death, that's not immediately what I think of. Which is probably bad, but I don't think of that. Haven't gotten there yet.
Alright. If you had to pick one thing most important to you, what would it be?
I know what you're thinking, but I'm not gonna say that. I would probably say support system, family. I mean, even like with 4-H, like the people who are in it, but not 4-H itself. selfish just having people there to catch you when you fall. I have cousins who, they're quintuplets, so there's 5 of them, and then 3 of them are girls and then 2 of them are boys. And their birthday was yesterday, they turned 20. And I'm like trying to think of like this corny thing to like say to them. Cause I always do that with birthdays, so I think birthdays are important to me. Like, I always feel like really, really corny, but it's how I truly feel, so I get soon anyway. But it's just like, because of them, my life is so much brighter. And that just, it means a lot to me that they're even in my life. And they're my support system. I tell them literally like everything. Things that I would never dream of telling my parents. Good or bad.
I was kind of thinking about, like about this class and about how rushed it is. Like it's only 2 weeks and it's a lot of content. So how great is the impact of stress in your life?
I get stressed out a lot, but I handle it very well, I want to say. But even with this, like, okay, this is going to sound really weird, but when I'm, like, really, really stressed or, like, even, like, excited for something, like, when I started dating people, I used to do this, too. It's, like, my body, like, forgets its functions, kind of. So I don't forget to eat or anything, but it's just my body automatically, like, turns off. So that I can deal with the stress and like get it done. Like, it sounds really weird, but like my body's just like, you're not hungry now, you can wait. Fucking up to do it. Like even this morning I didn't have any breakfast at all. I was doing my project.
Third sheet. Okay. Still haven't thought of the turning question.
Out of curiosity, why don't you use the back of your face?
Because I put them all in my binder. And I like to just have everything like on the front.
Oh, on the front. Kind of like totally like plugging everything on the back, using like.
Well, normally I would put things in the back, but I just kind of got in the habit of it with this class because, like, the first couple days, like I would write like on the first sheet is like my homework and like all the stuff that I just need to remember, and on the back is the comic bit.
Yeah.
And the comic bit used to go in there.
Yeah.
So like I just got in the habit of only writing on the front.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go back to writing on the backs
After this class.
After this class. How many sheets of paper do we want? Oh, talk. What is something absolutely no one knows about you? Something that nobody could even fathom when they thought about you.
Like I think of something and I'm like, oh wait, no, that person knows that. I don't think there is anything. It's a hard question. I don't think there is anything.
I think the reason that I even put that question there is just because I'm afraid of what I would answer.
Like I don't know. Like even like bad stuff that like a lot of other people like don't know. Like I don't know how to word this. I'm like done by myself, so somebody knows about it either way. I don't think there is anything. Have that answer like you.
Out.
I'm trying to think. I don't think
I'm trying to think of a penultimate question. Is there anything that you would like to share for the final question?
I'm glad this class is like over. And you're not gonna be at the campfires anymore?
Maybe.
Maybe. I'll probably still be there. See you there. That's like my final thing. Like, that's all I got. I don't think so. Covered like most of me, I think.
Huh, I guess I'll steal one of your questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like in the immediate future?
See, I'm 19 now. So I'm maybe 24. It's like a little rant, but like, I think that people are getting married like way too early than what they should be. Like even some gossip over here. The 4-H queen now is my age, 19, and her boyfriend is 18, and she got engaged a couple months ago, and they're getting married in May. I don't even know if that's like allowed in like the 4-H royalty thing, but anyway. But I feel like I don't know if I see myself married then. No.
I've seen a lot of like the really young marriages, especially like the country culture. Like there's a lot of really young marriages in Middletown, and I think it's just part of the friend deck mentality is like.
See, I think it's more. I read an article like a couple months ago, and it was about how like women are more excited for like the wedding itself than actually like getting married. And I like totally agree with it. I don't know. By 24, I might be married though. Depends if, like, I honestly can't say if I'm gonna like, marry Jonathan or not. Like, I'm not gonna say that, but depends if I find anybody. And then, I mean, I want children. I want at least 2. I guess I'll be a teacher by then, maybe, if that goes through. Done with college. I guess I'll probably be married by 24. Or at least like working towards my goal. I'm a rancher, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna sit here and like come up with more things.
Do you need to do that, or?
I was gonna say we have time.